and welcome back to another video. And today's video is as much grief as it is celebration because the iconic Stephen Sondheim died this week, and I thought I'm going to put my energy into acknowledging what he's changed about our industry. So here's 5 things that Stephen Sondheim changed about musical theatre. Number 1, he forced the unseen parts of society into the spotlight. He was the first one to really tell the stories of the people that were failed by society. For example, assassins, Sweeney Todd, people that were pushed to the sides of society. And if we look at the bigger picture, especially in the entertainment industry, this is something that we still benefit from, and that's what we keep pushing. Representation of groups that feel unseen. I think especially in the time where Broadway was all about status quo and romance and the prince and the princess overcoming one obstacle and then having a happily ever after, this is a milestone and has certainly made a significant contribution to what the theatre industry is today. Number 2, subtext. I think everyone that went to drama school at some point or had to work on Sondheim material knows that he loved to play with words, language in general, and meaning. He said himself that subtext is one of the most important things to him, and when he's saying subtext, he meant giving the actor something to act. And this is how he made sure that his message is in the piece, that his opinion as the writer and the lyricist is represented on stage, and the purpose of the scene in the song doesn't get lost. As opposed to legit shows where loads of phrases or sometimes even words go over many bars and the spoken line doesn't necessarily match the musical line. He said when a phrase of music comes to an end, the lyric should come to an end too. Otherwise, it sets up a conflict in the listener's ear. The lyric should match the music with a comma, a semicolon, or just a completion of a phrase. Words have to sit on music in order to become clear to the audience. I am talking about clarity. And clarity has to do with that thing that I talked about, time. So what I get from that is that he was all about words, timing, and the authentic representation of the complexity of language. Number 3, openly questioning the status quo. And yet again, I think this is such an exciting thing to look back at because we, I think as a young generation, or as everyone that's trying to be progressive, are still trying to fight so many unwritten rules of society. And in shows like Company, he's got the main character, Bobby, who's surrounded by all the married couples, and has to ask himself the question of what it means to be alive. Is that linked to having a partner? Can they not even coexist? You've got so many stories of married couples which clearly fulfill the status quo, but all live in their own insecurities and doubts, and he just questions the whole happily ever after part that has always been sold in the entertainment industry. Number 4, contradicting the glamour of show business. From a performer's point of view, I find so interesting because when I speak to other people, they always go, oh, it's so easy, like you're on stage, like you live the life, like it's cool, it's fun, but it's such hard work. It's so full of doubt and insecurities and wrong decisions, and obviously like now I'm listing the negative parts, but all I'm saying is not just the bows at the end of the show. And in shows like Gypsy or even Sunday in the Park with George, he tells the story of this artist that is struggling with things that people that would watch his pictures would just never think about. And yet again, I think it's absolutely vital for people who want to pursue a career as an artist as much as for people who consume the entertainment to destroy this ideal of show business being all glamour and fun. Number 5, and this is probably one of the things he's most known for, the introduction of musical imperfection. The music and the vocal line support the narrative and the story, rather than both of them coexisting and you having to combine both of them as an actor/singer. The way he wrote his music was not to please everyone in the audience so they can just switch off and enjoy whoever's singing. He wrote it to replicate the human inflection, and that's just absolutely iconic. And especially at the beginning of his career, he wrote a lot of tunes that got really bad reviews and were very unliked, especially in the romanticized world of Broadway back then. In fact, loads of his shows were never a hit. But Stephen Sondheim is not really something where you just go to the theatre and have a lovely evening out. It is actually something with a lot of, as I said, subtext, complexity, thought, precision, and it often makes you question your outlook on life, your values, and many preconceived ideas you have towards specific topics in life. Right, so this is 5 things that Stephen Sondheim changed about the musical theatre industry. I hope you enjoyed this video, especially as a young person in musical theatre. I'm very grateful for all the work he's done, and I know that we all stand on his shoulders. And yeah, if you're currently working on a Sondheim show, keep digging, stay curious. I'm sure there's loads of stuff to explore and discover. I hope that I will be working on a Sondheim show soon. And yeah, apart from that, keep it up, live it up, and don't forget that in 400 years no one's gonna give a what you did, so you might as well just have a nice life.